What is the rarest Sonic plush of all time? That's a question I'm sure everybody asks themselves at least once per day. In a world where there are so many different plushes of the franchise, it's almost impossible to definitively say what the rarest Sonic plush is. Well, today I'm going to try my best. Let's find the rarest Sonic the Hedgehog plush ever made. Now let's set some rules first. Firstly, an expensive and demanded plush isn't always rare. These are plushes that, yes, are worth a lot of money, but are in very plentiful amounts. But today, we're looking for a mixture of both. Next, nothing that wasn't officially released. There are countless plushes that could easily be considered the rarest due to the fact that they weren't even released and are in extremely low or even one-of-one quantities, and they are that way because they weren't publicly released. Finally, no super recent plushes. As there are plushes that could become rare in the future, they aren't really worth that much compared to stuff from yesteryear. So with that, let's get right into our first contenders. First, let's start off with the promotional item. Firstly, the promotional Sonic Colors White Wisp plush. This guy was released only at E3 2010 as a promotion for Sonic Colors, and it is awesome. He was made by Jazzwares and has never gotten released again. He rarely goes up for sale, but here's a recent listing of him for $100. This guy is about 3 inches tall, so paying $100 for him is kinda crazy. No, who am I kidding? I'd totally do that. Next up is another small boy, that being the 4-inch Chow plush released by GE in 2011. This plush, being really small, might seem a little weird at first, but when you think about it, he'd scale really well with GE's other Sonic plushes, which is something not a lot of companies take into consideration when making Sonic plushes. Though this plush has lost a little of its demand though, since Tone released their neutral Chow plush in 2018, but he'll still run you about $75, as listings I've seen are about $50 to $100, so I'm just gonna say $75. Now let's go into the 2000s, starting with these. These are Sonic X plushes released only in Japanese arcades by the company Sega Prize. These are super cool, as they contain characters that are basically dead now, and rarely get any recognition, let alone merchandise nowadays. The two big boys of the set are Chris Thorndike and Bo-kun. Given that these two were only in Sonic X, these are relatively hard to find. Chris will run you about $200, and the only listing I could find of Bo-kun was for about $150. However, there's one more ultra rare plush in the set, that being Cheese the Chow. This is the only plush of Cheese the Chow, and given that he has been in mainline games, he seems even more desired than Chris and Bo-kun. There was going to be a Kelly Toy Cheese plush, but it was cancelled, making this a very coveted plush. He goes for $500. I just like looking directly in his face while imagining someone spending $500 on Cheese the Chow. Okay, so now we get into the iconic stuff. First, the Sonic Adventure 2 plush set, also only available in Japan. This set includes Sonic, Shadow, Tails, Rouge, and a Hero Chow. These are all super hard to find, and while Sonic is one of the most iconic Sonic plushes ever made, he definitely is the most produced plush, as he is the main character. But the two real big boys of this set are Rouge and Hero Chow. Rouge rarely gets merchandise, and this is the only plush of Hero Chow, making these the most unique in the set. Given that Sonic and Shadow go for $1,000 each, I feel like it's safe to say Rouge could go for around that price too. But the real plush we're looking at is yet another Chow plush, being the Hero Chow. Now we get into the stuff of legends, stuff that rarely goes up for sale. I have never seen this guy for purchase before, and given his uniqueness and how he's from one of the most popular games in the franchise, I'm gonna go out on a limb and saying he's probably worth around $1,500. Now we go to the Sonic Adventure 1 plush set. Wave 1 contains Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, Chow, and Big, when Wave 2 contained Amy, Knights, Chow, Eggman, and Gamma. These are all super rare, but two really stand out, those being the Knights, Chow, and Gamma. Now, Knights Chow isn't really based off of Knights in the Dreams, it's just based off of a specific Chow from the game, which just so happens to bear a striking resemblance to Knights. But because he's not standard, hero, or dark, he's by far the most unique Chow plush ever released. I've never seen him for sale, but I'm going to say he's also worth about $1,500. Now we get to the guy who's often considered one of the rarest Sonic plushes, if not the rarest Sonic plush of all time. That being Gamma. You see, this entire plush is made out of a certain vinyl material. That vinyl material, when placed in hotter temperatures, can get sticky or even crack and fall off. Considering that this plush was released 20 years ago, it's very unlikely that few, if any, are in good condition nowadays. And considering that Gamma hasn't had a role in a Sonic game in over a decade, this is one of the rarest Sonic plushes of all time. This is another one I've never seen up for sale, and I don't ever expect to. But if you somehow are selling a Gamma in good condition, I'm gonna say it's gonna run you about $2,000. While this could easily be considered the rarest Sonic plush of all time, I think there's one that topples it. Do you guys know about Sega World Sydney? Okay, you're watching a video about Sonic the Hedgehog plushes, of course you do. But if you somehow don't, it was a Sega-built theme park in Sydney, Australia that due to poor attendance had to close. Though the one way the park still lives on is through the secondhand market, selling pieces of merchandise from the park. Along with random stuff like cups and coins, there was an exclusive set of Sonic plushes released there. The set contained Sonic, this, tail, Eggman sporting his cartoon design, and what I consider to be the rarest Sonic plush ever made. That being Sega World Sydney, Sally Eggcorn. Sally is a character only featured in the Sonic Saturday Morning cartoon and in the Archie Sonic comics, those both not existing anymore, and are things that only true Sonic fans have any attachment to nowadays. My point is, if you're a Sonic fan, you want this plush. I could have easily said Gamma was the rarest Sonic plush, but I feel like Sally has a much more dedicated fan base. The plush just simply has higher demand than Gamma. Gamma has his fans, but Sally has much more. And as I said, we're looking for a mixture of both. Now, what is the rarest Sonic plush worth? Again, I've never seen a listing for her, but I'm going to say she's worth about $2,300. And there you go. We'll look to find the rarest Sonic plush of all time. Am I right with my judgment? Probably not. Did I miss some? Probably. But at least I can rest easy knowing what the rarest Sonic plush is. Will I ever get any of these plushes? I mean, I'd like to, but there's kind of a problem with that. Okay, you want soap Sonic? That'll be about $1,000. Can I interest you in a business card?